Well, this is a bit of a rude awakening. First time I woke up, it was just after 7. It was raining. Now it's just after 9. This means that no matter what happens, I'm going to get soaked. I have to push through a lot of foliage for probably at least the first half of the day. And it's all wet now, so I'm going to get soaked. This was not in the forecast. It was supposed to be half decent for the first 4 days. And then the clouds are still supposed to roll in. And so this is sad. This is quite sad. Oh well. That's the first step of the morning, right? I don't want to come back in here with all my wet rain gear and get my sleeping bag and my pad and all that stuff wet. So even though I really have to pee, first thing I have to do before I even leave the tent is pack up. Yeah, about what I expected. Clouds are pretty low. All we can do is hope for a little better, right? Hot coffee is still amazing, even on a rainy, crappy morning. I guess I can cheers to Type A fun, good times and the bad, right? And this is the kind of thing that really makes you appreciate the sun. Oh, God. There's one thing I learned on my big backpack through Banff National Park was do not wrap your tent up on the dry part that it created, because the wet stuff will pick up everything that's there. It doesn't look that dirty, it doesn't look that sandy, but man, that was painful. So I'm just going to pick up the tent, move it over there to the wet area, and wrap it up there. All right. I didn't skip anything. There's no point. There's no point like skipping coffee, skipping a few things and just tearing off. And you know, the rain is going to last as long as it lasts. And I mean, there's 2 ways out of here. I mean, the only escape is right back out where I came, over 191 trees, through a bunch of nasty foliage. You know, I mean, I'm also just keep going. If I have a nasty, rotten trip the next 3 or 4 days, if it rains for 3 or 4 days, then it does, you know, yeah. So I think the only way forward is forward. Keep going. This is day 2 of a 7-day backpack. So, yeah. One thing I am grateful for is I did bring some proper rain pants on this one. So these are ones I normally wear in the winter. I just bought them kind of as snow pants, but yeah. It should help. I mean, most of they're there. I'm sure they'll break down as I go through the foliage, but they're there to keep me warm, right? That's the primary thing. I'm gonna put these guys on. Back at the creek, I got my dishes washed, and I'm officially now ready to rock and roll. I've seen some comments on actually other YouTube channels saying that they never show when it sucks. You know, it is a much bigger pain in the butt to shoot with these because they are a real pain in the butt to get on and off. And so that's the only way to activate the camera on my phone is with my bare fingers, right? But in my opinion, this is when it's most important to shoot. I mean, these should not be just purely happy videos. A lot of times they are just purely happy videos, and it's just like, you know, it's not always wonderful and happy out here. This is Type A fun, right? There's more contentment and just in general, you know, feeling a satisfaction from doing this stuff after the fact. Sometimes it is pretty awesome out here, I'll give it that, but there's still days today, like today, and days like today should go on camera. Well, trail isn't in too bad a shape so far. Tree count is at 16 already. I'm at about 700-800 meters, just trying to let my body warm up, right? As far as like the actual physical stress of this. Rain has slowed down to a bit of a sprinkle. I'm more concerned about the clouds clearing. I hope it clears by tomorrow, otherwise I'm gonna completely miss Amiskwi Pass, all right? I'm just gonna hike through it, trudge through it, and not see anything. But you know, it does happen. Not very often, but it does. Well, I'm about 2 kilometers in now. Tree count is 32, but a lot of it's been this, right? Just easy to step over. So, can't complain a whole lot about that. This is mostly what the trail has been like. I can't complain about that too much either. Curiously, I've seen this a couple of times. I mean, this is an old logging road again. It was a fire road. Now it's an old logging road, clearly. But they would just leave piles of wood out here. Not sure what was wrong with it, that they didn't want to use it, but here it is. No nails in it, no nothing. This is the second time I've already seen this, so. Anyway, I have my hood off. It's just kind of sprinkling a little bit, so hopefully that's a good sign for maybe the clouds clearing out today or at least tomorrow. Starting to get kind of a view forward. I am gonna try to get up Amiskwi Pass today. Tree count's at 53. Most of them are not like this. This one's a bad one. This will be number 54. I think I'm gonna duck under that one. Well, there's a section that's definitely more bushy. I'm not going to go through it much with my phone out because this is going to be a pretty wet experience. So, but yeah, I don't know when things get better, but they know they do get better. Sometime today, as far as I know. Well, starting to open up a touch. You can see exactly where the logging happened, right? You got your light green trees and your dark green trees. I wonder how many years ago, how many decades. Well, it still isn't raining. Clouds are low. See this guy a little bit. Still pushing through some things, but you know. Just looking back, actually that part isn't as bad. Before that, just like 2 meters back there, it was bad for a while. This is bad as I've seen. I can see old trail work. Means I'm on the correct path right now. I've come to this. I'm hoping it's over here. So let me see. I get a good hold of this phone right now. Of course, everything wants to jab me or hold me back. At least put some water on me, right? Oh man, I'm really hoping that's not it there. Oh, come here. Okay. Boy, if you were coming this way, like, was I on the correct trail? Huh. Wow. This would be a really confusing part. I'm presuming down here it does appear that way. Oh. Okay. That appears to be the best bet. Oh my God. See all the water, and then we're getting closer to the Amiskwi River, and then this is pretty low in the valley, and that's what happens. You get these willows, I think they're willows. They just take everything over, man. They're just nasty. They love the humidity. So I'm eager to start climbing. I think climbing is going to help, but I don't know when that's going to happen. Well, let's have a look at myself here after all that. Have a look at my bag. Covered in leaves and Well, that section lasted for a bit, and then I got through, and it's been good for a little while. I'm missing out on views, that's for sure. Look at this perfect little triangle right there. Geez, what's going on with the... I don't know how much that helps. That seems to be better. Looks like I'm 500 meters roughly from the first ford of Amiskwi River. So that's good. At least I got something accomplished, right? That'll be that will mean 6.8 kilometers of distance taken care of. Right now I'm taking a break. Otherwise, if I had known 500 meters before, I might have kept going and made it down there. Right, the trail has become this. This is the first time I've seen it this way. Back over here, there's a big clearing. It's all like this. And there was two possible ways forward. This way, and then another way that went down. And I mean, this is what it's become now, right? So I'm really not sure I've gone the correct direction. It'd be nice if I could see some trail clearing or something. On Amiskwi, it does show me going about another 100 meters ahead and then down. It's hard to believe that this is still the old road, the old logging road, right? And it does still seem to keep going, but it could just be animals doing this. At this crossing coming up, okay, this looks a little more, still not on the road anymore, right? That road is gone now. Dustin Lynx talks about at the crossing, if you want, you can keep following a trail along this side of the creek, but he doesn't recommend it. So I don't want to end up on that one, because you can bet that that's in terrible shape. So I gotta make sure I cross properly and I don't keep going on some trail that's somehow even worse than the stuff I've already been on. Well, here's old trail work. Looks like I did find the trail again. I think I lost it for a minute. It's in terrible shape. You can still follow the tread, but that's about all you can say about it. And it appears it should be going down to the river here in a few hundred meters. Oh, sure as hell hope so. And then Dustin Lynx talks about the trail on the other side is noticeably better. So, God, I hope that's still true. That was bad. There actually is a little bit of flagging along it. I don't know how you'd know where to go find it over there. It's honestly, it's that bad. It's in that green shit there. At one point I actually got off trail. I walked in and found a meadow like this, so I got 50 free meters. It was pretty glorious actually. Oh my God, look what showed up. Okay, that's pretty cool. Good sign. But it was like at least 300 meters of just shite, just bad. Yeah, if you're coming this direction, if you're trying to go southbound and you do this, there's an excellent chance you're going to lose the trail here and have a hell of a time finding it again. Oh man, this is something I haven't seen before. There's a hole and a whole bunch of ashes, so someone either made the fire in there after they dug the hole, or they had the fire somewhere else and then they just kind of dumped the... I think it's a better chance that they actually actually had the fire in the hole. Oh look, tape. So two things. Maybe this is just telling me where to go to ford, because it's actually a bit of a drop off where I popped out, or this is the actual trail and I just popped out here because I saw this and this is way easier than the god-awful trail. Not sure. Let me go show you the crossing. There's been a lot of rain, but it's still mid-September, so there shouldn't be any issue. And then I got to figure out where the trail is on the other side, right? Oh my God, I know you're going away soon, but that's still awesome. So I crossed. The trail tape did show me kind of a better launching part. You can see someone here at a camp. You could easily random camp here. In fact, it'd be quite a nice spot. Right? Look at the view of this thing. This would be an awesome view of this guy. Yeah, this would be a cool place to camp. If only the 6.8 kilometers I just did from Otto Creek Bridge wasn't like, let's go with rough. Maybe brutal is too hard a word. I've seen some pretty bad trails, but that was pretty bad. Oh, that sun's amazing. So you can see tape here. So of course I gotta find trail on the other side here, but that tape is a good start. We'll walk in here and see if I can't find some tape in the trees or whatever, right? Oh, hello. There's a clear track. All right. Okay. Let's hope for some better times at this point. Looking back on trail, I am pushing my way through some stuff, but it's still in way better shape. This guy here is pretty nice in the sun. And now I've broken out and I'm climbing. And I mean you can just see how much less, I'm starting to climb up this valley, right? The next waypoint is on Amiskwi. There's actually a trail coming from Kiwetinok Pass. It even says on it, labeled on there, you know, Kiwetinok GDT alternate. And that's in, I don't know, 1.7, 1.8 kilometers. I can hope that maybe the trail is maybe a bit better tended after that. We shall see. We'll talk about your obviously man-made area. Walk around a little bit. I haven't found much garbage from these guys, from the loggers, aside from at the sawmill site. On trail and stuff, aside from old bridges with nails sticking out of them. Not really. I wonder what this is for. Some kind of log storage area, maybe? I might actually go off trail. I can see there's a suspicious clearing down there. I kind of want to go check it out. I guess I haven't done enough pounding through stuff, right? Oh, I would love for you to come out for a while. I would love to start getting my pants dry. That's the thing, right? It's the pants. I have extra shirts. I have extra underwear. Of course, there's no extra pants. This is almost spooky. I feel like this is an old lake bed. You can see there is old trees, old cuts in here. Yeah, look at this. This is just strange, honestly. Maybe it is an old, just like a pond bed. Maybe they used it up for the logging. Maybe they're the ones that cleared it out. Maybe this is an old campsite. Huh. Okay, I don't want to get too far away from my backpack, but I found a little back door out of that thing, and there's more. What is all this? Where did this come from? Did the loggers actually create this? Was this all water once? Seasonal tarn? That's a nice view of that one now. All right, well, push forward. Looks like I'm gonna start going down a bit. I just want to go up. That's all I want. Get up and away from, no way. Just when I thought I'd never found anything from these guys. Big metal pipe. Huh. Well, like, again, anything away from their sawmill site. Huh. It's actually started to rain again, but not very hard. And it seems like things are starting to lift. I can actually see mountaintops. This is Cross Creek, I believe. you can see again, you know, this line of trees is even here and there. So they made the road across. In 500 meters, that trail from Kiwetinok Pass joins up. I wonder if it'll actually be visible. I always just thought it was a bushwhack, basically. All right, nice and easy. There we go. Here we go. There's a bit of a trail starting. There's a track. You can see there's tape. Some on the ground there. There's more up higher. So, I mean, the GDT, maybe the Great Divide Trail Association, has been putting tape up here. But unless Yoho National Park does something about this, it's, yeah, I mean, there's no point. As a GDT hiker, why would you not want to walk over Ice Line Trail anyways? Anyway, 75. Oh, can't help but react every time the sun comes. It's getting better. It's slow. It's slow. Tree count has really not gone up that much in the last, you know, I mean, once I was dealing with those willows, I'm at 75. Looks like might start going up a little bit now, but I mean, mostly trees haven't been an issue. I don't think I've ever taken off my backpack to deal with a tree today. Yesterday was a different story. I probably did that, I don't know, at least 6-7 times. Other times I had to crawl or do a lot of climbing, straddling a tree, all that fun jazz. Anyway, onward. Now this is new. It's a battery. Look at you. How long have you been out here? Man, when's the last time that something that needed a battery you could travel on this? And no one's ever going to carry you out. You weigh a ton. I'm sure you weigh, just from me trying to move you around by foot, you weigh a lot. All right, well, this will be here for the next 300 years of GDT hikers. Well, I was thinking maybe this is Amiskwi Pass over here. It looks like, based on the marks I have, my waypoints, it's actually on the right. I don't know what it is. Over here it just seems to be a little nicer. Like, just based on, like, when you look back, the clouds are still low for this mountain. It refuses to let you see that mountain. Yeah. Anyway, that's the direction I'm going, so great. All right, well, I've been making some good time. Honestly, ever since I crossed the first crossing of Amiskwi River, it's been pretty good. Right now, I'm just kind of going downhill a bit. You can see it climbed above the river quite a bit, right? About 700 meters, there's a tributary ford that Dustin mentions, so another thing I can get to. And then about 400 meters later, there is the second ford of Amiskwi River. Well, I'm at the tributary. It's a very pretty hill here. I don't know why, but the clouds have let me see this thing. Basically the whole time. Not a bad little ridge there. And then up here you can see the where the line was for the snow for that rain the other night. Oh, last night really. There's a surprise. I can't even figure out what these are. Amiskwi 2 and Amiskwi 1. Amiskwi 2 is probably where I camped. I think I'm farther than that, so I didn't even see either of these. Like, I couldn't tell you which I never saw any obvious, I mean, there's random camping spots, but nowhere that was obviously a campground. Huh. Wow, well that is going way back. Those signs, sometimes they will last so long. All right, second crossing of Amiskwi River. You can see the old logs again, and old washed out ones from the bridge. Wouldn't be surprised if I found another sawmill site over here based on the stuff I was looking at earlier, right? All right. Well, it's not obvious where the trail is right now. All it says in the book is that it follows the west bank of the river until the next ford, which is, he does have a waypoint for, and it's showing is 2.3 kilometers away. See, I did find another pile of rocks here. Didn't think much of it. Oh, there's tape. Ooh, this is the trail. Maybe I should go walk on the flat open spot. Alrighty. Looking back right now, I've just never seen to see this guy. That's just a fact of life. The trail was in forest for, like 50 meters and then came out. I'm getting higher and higher in this valley, so honestly, I'd be surprised if the trail got bad again, but who knows? I also don't want to put the whammy on myself. Right now, it's making good time again, and that's always good to see. I'm always finding man-made wood, just tons of it. Right? Not bad, man. Not bad. Gotta enjoy the views that I'm getting. Well, it's been really easy so far. This part here has been washed away by the river, but been a couple of parts that are sloppy. Of course, I don't care, right? My feet are wet, so I just thought I would point that out. Definitely starting to feel like I'm getting close to beating this valley, right? This tough valley. Nice. That's pretty. All right, maybe another 700-800 meters and I'm at the third crossing, so I'm making my way along. I'm getting there. Hanging off kilometers now. So this is Amiskwi Falls, and probably up around the corner is Amiskwi Lake. I guess thinking I was done with stuff like this was wishful thinking, huh? A lot of that part was easy. Ugh. Well, this is what's left of Amiskwi River. And here's that creek. I think that comes out of Amiskwi Falls. So once that leaves, then you've lost a bunch of the water, right? But this is the third crossing. You can see up there it climbs. Dustin says if you're gonna camp up there, you should get water. But I'm also inclined to think there's a warden cabin up there, and that means there's a water source. But well, I'm still gonna fill up my 2 liters of water here, even though it means for a heavier backpack. Very nice little spot. Well, the trail is immediate on the other side. And start climbing up alongside this creek. This is it. This is the big climb up to Amiskwi Pass. Now it seems like I might get a nice view of the falls up ahead. Nice. Amiskwi Falls. Cool. Well, surprisingly, after a little climb, now this thing is basically leveled off. Showing 2.9 kilometers at the pass. It'd be hard to believe that's all the climb there is, or that there's not some big climb at the end, but you know, it's kind of, usually you can see it pass in front of you by now and what your target is. It just seems to be like around this corner, and I don't know if this is like some big alpine pass, so who knows what's going to happen here. Now looking back on the valley that I just hiked, you can tell by the stumps that it really looks like they logged up here as well, right? You got these huge tree stumps. Here the trail has kind of gone away, but there is rock piles. Ever since I got off the Kiwetinok, I got past that, there's been good flagging. Even when it hasn't been needed, there's been flagging, so it's nice. Maybe there's been more of them. I haven't spotted them. This one here, they probably just service from the Amiskwi Pass warden cabin, right? Can't imagine they go and deal with all that garbage. Remember I said this thing leveled out a bit. Well, no, it's been climbing a lot. Not real hard, but yeah, most of your steps are at least a little bit up, that's for sure. Ugh. Alrighty. Nice little wall there. It's a shame, you know, I worked pretty hard. I don't get to see really that much of what I just get to see the valley bottom. It's been raining on me for the last 20 minutes. It's almost barely worth mentioning anymore. Oh. The Amiskwi River is gone. So here's that rock wall that I showed you. And I never saw it going over in a waterfall, so it must go subterranean at some point. And you can hear it over there, but here it's gone. Don't see that a whole lot. Well, I finally reached the unlogged part. Well, I did anyway. Now it's kind of opened up again. Yeah, a little bit of climb, but actually it's much better. The tree count I haven't talked about in a while, but for a while there really not much was happening. And lately I've been encountering some big boys, so up to 130. Well, it might be 800 meters until the Amiskwi Pass marker, but it is beautiful up here right now. It is really cool. Easy walking too, some trees down. It does go in and out of the forest, so I'm up to like 147. I went over one big downfall that was like 8 trees, so raised that pretty quickly. Okay. So looking back now, all right, nice view this way. This is the trail I just came up. There's another trail that's going there. That might be the warden cabin. Oh, cabin. All right, that answers that question. Isn't that kind of a curious sight? Someone went through this with an axe. Look at the monstrous size of this thing. Now that would take a while. Look at all the wood chips. Wow, such a big tree. I don't remember ever seeing a tree that size with an axe, not this day and age. That big tree was just down here, and a split trail went up to this. I think that's probably a good spot for camping. And there's a meadow. I see trail tape over there. I see a sign there. I think this is Howse. Sorry, Amiskwi Pass. I think this is finally officially it. So, I'm gonna put my bag down, look around, try to find a good camp spot. Yeah, gotta explore a bit. All right, so went over to what split trail went. I think the split trail is the actual trail. The other trail resulted from having to go around that massive tree. All right, well, this here isn't a bad spot, but I gotta figure people have carved out better spots than that. I see now another big sign down there. Let's go down there, figure this stuff out a bit. What is that sign? Firearm restriction. Okay, but what's that sign? What's... No vehicles? I don't know what that is. Not real sure. All right, I see a little brown sign over here. Check out in these woods a little. I see trail tape way over there. Not sure why. Yeah, anyways. Nice new signs here, very pretty. Someone cut down a tree here pointlessly. It's just like, yay, I'm outside the national park. I can cut things down. Amiskwi Ridge, and then it has trail tape going this way. So you can go and hike it from here. I remember there is an alternate called, I think it's the Amiskwi Ridge alternate, but also it's like right now there was a forest fire this summer, and I think it's been damaged. Oh, I see another sign. My God. I think it's been damaged by that forest fire. So they said stick to the road, which is just fine with me. Yeah, look, there's trail tape all the way over there. It's, yeah, they actually trail taped the alternate. All right, let's see this. Let's see this random sign. Oh, boundary. Okay. That is old. Woo. That is old. Well, there really isn't much for me to work with. I can't find any obvious random camp spot. In the book, he says there's suitable flat spots for campgrounds, but this whole section is not real clear as to where to go. It really isn't. I mean, you can probably, at most of the river crossings, you can probably make something work, but I mean, I don't think there's been horses allowed in this area for some time, and horse parties are usually the ones who carve out something. So, yeah. I mean, everywhere I look, it's, you know, it's green, it's okay, it should be fine. Sometimes it's not the most flat. It looks flat, but it's not really. But at least it's soft. Okay, got about an hour and 15 minutes until sunset. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my stove, my water, my supper, my lighter, my spork. I'm gonna go to the cabin. I'm presuming there's some kind of water source there. There's no water source here. I mean, there's little filthy pools here, but I don't think you'd want to. I don't have a filter, so I don't think I'd want to be using that. Gonna go have my dinner, like basically on the front porch of the cabin. I'm hoping there's a bench or something. And then hopefully I can refill my water at its water source. Come back here with 2 liters, and then that's enough in the morning for me to have my breakfast, have coffee. I'll be set up. Got the cabin in sight. Really isn't far. It really is like a couple 100 meters. Oh boy, this one's looking pretty bare bones. A lot of peeling paint, It does have a tin roof, but it doesn't look in very good shape. It's boarded up, actually. I mean, the door is, maybe a grizzly ripped off the door or something. It's been a while since I've seen a big piece of plywood in front of a door. Tiny little tack shed. Big pile of junk. This was probably the, I don't know what this was. Maybe the outhouse. Bunch of wood there, none of it freshly bucked up. You got yourselves a corral. This one here is locked. Bunch of tools, oh yeah, propane, saw. Big plastic barrel. The corral actually looks like it might have been used recently. Look at all the stuff that's been chopped, that's been cut. So they will, sometimes they'll just go cut all these branches off just to kind of fireproof it a little bit. And they cut these 2 trees, and now you got 3 big piles of crap that they need to like burn off at some point. Okay. Guess they still come out here sometimes. What in God's name happened here? It's an outhouse, but it's been torn to pieces. Wow. Who the heck did this? Did they drop it out of the helicopter? There's still a hole here? No, it's been plugged. Well, okay then. Well, I'm certainly not having much for luck. So it started raining again. This thing doesn't really have a porch for me to sit underneath. And I don't know where water is. A little trail going over there. A lot of times there'll be a trail of water, but I mean, maybe if you walk down here far enough, you'd find something. How the heck did this cabin get water? I think this here is new. Yeah, this cabin's seen better days. All right, so this is all I got to work with in the rain, which is still better than my campsite. Well, I'm embracing the suck. I mean, the rain won't stop pestering me, but also I didn't really choose camp spots very well. I think what a lot of them are doing is they go over Kiwetinok Pass, they camp on Amiskwi Lake or river down there, and then they'll just come hiking right over this. So this will be a little bit extra cold up here too. But yeah, I mean, suitable camp spots. Usually that means water. And you camp at a pass, I mean, you need to, yeah. It's not always the smartest thing either to be doing this in September, right? I could wake up with a foot of snow, but, well, I have no time to get anywhere else, so. No, I mean, it's been raining for 2 days. Oh, maybe not that long, like 24 hours, on and off. Rained a lot last night, but no water. I've never seen a cabin not have a completely obvious water source. So I've got that, and I have a full liter, so I guess it's, maybe I'll have a coffee and hot chocolate that's like really, really strong. It's not the same amount I usually make. And then I'll have enough water left for oatmeal, right? That's the primary thing. And then I'll have 0 water. Till I get down to like Ensign Creek or some creek. Well, that was nice to at least be able to sit on something while I'm having my dinner. The rain has stopped. Try to look at the positive a little bit. But it is time to go and get warm and dry. And Time to get in the sleeping bag. Man, it's nice to get dry stuff on. I think I've got as much wet stuff sitting in the vestibule of my tent as I have dry stuff inside. I still have wet corner over here. You know, all wet clothes. It's that's what you do, right? Oh. Well, 2 tough days. Amiskwi Valley is already tough without having a rain day in there, right? It's yeah, I'm embracing the suck a little bit. Really hoping for better weather tomorrow, but who knows what'll happen, right? But tomorrow the hiking is supposed to be definitely easier. A lot of it is on road, like legit road, right? So, yeah. Anyway, good night.